Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. In this video I am going to tell you about the state quarter dollar, United States of America, which are very valuable and rare. If you have them, you can take advantage of them. Top 1. Can you imagine holding a 25-cent coin that could be worth more than your entire paycheck? What if I told you that a small, shiny coin minted in 1999, one you might already have sitting in a forgotten drawer, could fetch up to $55,000? This isn't a rumor, and it's not some collector fantasy. It's real. And it's happening right now. People all over the country are waking up to the insane value hiding in plain sight, in the form of the American state quarter dollar from the US Mint Proof set. Specifically, the very first year of release, 1999. That year changed everything for American coin collectors. And if you're not paying attention, you could be walking right past a fortune. Let's go back to 1999. The US Mint launched something revolutionary, the 50 state quarters program. For the first time ever, each US state was honored with its own quarter design. Delaware led the pack, followed by Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Georgia, and Connecticut. Millions of Americans started collecting them, some casually, others obsessively. But here's the secret most people missed. The real money isn't in the circulated coins. It's in the proof coins. The ones minted with laser precision, mirror-like finishes, and sold in special collector sets. These weren't made for your pocket. They were made for history. And in that first year, in 1999, some of those coins ended up being anything but ordinary. There were proof quarters struck on the wrong metal. Some with doubled designs. Others with missing layers, color inconsistencies, and freak minting errors that turned them from collector's items into investment-grade rarities. These are the quarters that fetch thousands. Not hundreds, thousands. One rare proof from 1999 sold for $2,700. Another, more flawless example, crossed the auction block for $12,500. It gets crazier. A Connecticut proof with a rare deep cameo finish and nearly perfect grading brought in a staggering $28,000. And the crown jewel? A 1999 state quarter proof coin, in top-tier condition, authenticated by a leading grading company, sold for a jaw-dropping $55,000. That's not a typo. That's a verified, real-world sale. 55,000 American dollars for a single quarter that someone once paid 25 cents for. Just imagine flipping through your coin collection and finding something like that. Imagine what that would do to your bank account. So the big question is, how do you know if you have one? It's simple, but not always obvious. These valuable coins usually come from the 1999 US Mint Proof sets. They're sealed in a clear hard plastic case, often with a blue or black insert. If you or someone in your family ever bought a proof set or received one as a gift, you need to check. Look for the mirror finish. That's the first clue. Then, inspect the coin closely for frosting on the designs and any doubling on the letters or numbers. Look at the edges. Is the coloration consistent with silver? Or does it look odd? These tiny details make all the difference. And if you think you might have something unusual, don't guess. Send it to a professional grading service. Because the difference between a common proof and a high-value proof could be tens of thousands of dollars. People have literally turned old coin sets found in closets, or passed down from relatives, into life-changing money. We're not talking about collector's curiosity here. We're talking about serious cash, enough to buy a brand new car, pay off debt, go on a dream vacation, or even start a small business. All from a coin the size of a quarter. You don't have to be a coin expert. You just need to be curious enough to look. Because these coins aren't being made anymore. There's a limited supply, and as more people discover their true value, prices are going even higher. This isn't just about the thrill of collecting. It's about opportunity. Most people will never know. Most people will toss that quarter in a jar, thinking it's worth only 25 cents. But not you. Now you know the truth. Somewhere out there, maybe in your home, maybe in a forgotten collection, there could be a coin worth $55,000. All you have to do is look. So check your coins, ask your family, dig through those old boxes. Because one single coin from 1999, one rare proof quarter from the US Mint, could change everything. And if you think this is valuable information, don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Let others know. Because treasures like this don't come around often, and most people will miss it, but you don't have to. Thanks for watching, and good luck hunting. Your fortune might be just one quarter away. Top 2. Have you ever looked at a simple coin and thought, this could be my lottery ticket? What if I told you that a small $quarter from the year 2002, a coin that looks just like the ones you've probably tossed in a cup holder, dropped in a tip jar, or left forgotten in a drawer, could be worth more than $60,000? Sounds impossible, right? But it's not. It's happening. Right now. These coins aren't myths. They're real. And they're hiding in homes, collections, and even dusty proof sets that haven't been opened in years. And the one we're talking about today? The 2002 state quarter from the official US Mint proof set. This one is no ordinary coin. It's turning heads, breaking records, and making collectors rich, and you might be holding one without even knowing it. Let's talk about why 2002 is so special. This was the fourth full year of the 50 state quarters program, a massive project by the US Mint that honored each state with its own unique design. In 2002 alone, 5 states got their moment to shine: Tennessee, Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana, and Mississippi. Millions of these coins were struck for circulation, yes. But that's not where the real money is. The big money, the life-changing kind, is in the proof sets. These are the coins made with extra care. They don't come out of vending machines. They're struck multiple times using polished dies, and they have a mirror-like finish that makes them look almost too perfect to touch. But what makes certain 2002 proof quarters so insanely valuable isn't just the beauty, it's the rarity. The tiny, unexpected errors. The unusual metal compositions. The misstrikes. The 1-in-a-million features that can take a 25-cent coin and turn it into a small fortune. You see, in 2002, the US Mint produced these proof sets in both standard clad versions and special silver versions. Some of the silver proofs, especially from the San Francisco Mint marked with an S, were struck with rare deep cameo features, razor-sharp designs, and ultra-high grades that collectors fight over. But the real fireworks? That comes when an error slips through. Imagine a Tennessee state quarter proof with a double die on the music notes. Or an Ohio quarter where the astronaut's detail is missing or misaligned. Or a silver planchet mix-up where the coin's metal is wrong but the finish is flawless. These are not rumors. These are real types of errors that have been graded, certified, and sold for incredible sums. One flawless 2002 proof quarter sold for $2,700. That's already unbelievable. But it gets crazier. A Louisiana proof in near-perfect condition with a deep cameo finish and a rare strike error was auctioned for over $12,000. And then came the heavy hitters. One 2002 Indiana quarter, from a silver proof set, with nearly unmatched quality and a highly unusual minting error, reached $29,000 at auction. And the crown jewel? A record-breaking 2002 proof state quarter, certified, graded, and authenticated, fetched an absolutely mind-blowing $66,000. Yes, a single quarter. $66,000. And the wildest part? That exact type of coin could be sitting in a proof set right now in someone's attic, in a forgotten gift box, or on a shelf collecting dust. You could be the person who has it. So what should you be looking for? First, find any US Mint proof sets from 2002. They'll usually come in hard plastic cases with a certificate and a bold American flag theme. Check for the S Mint mark. Then examine the quarter designs from that year: the guitar on Tennessee's coin, the astronaut and plane on Ohio's, the trumpet on Louisiana's, the race car on Indiana's, and the magnolia flower on Mississippi's. Look for unusual surfaces, doubling in the lettering or images, missing details, or any signs of damage that came from the minting process, not from wear and tear. And if your coin looks suspiciously perfect or different from the others, get it graded. Professional coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can verify whether you're sitting on a modern treasure. This is not about being a coin expert. This is about knowing what to look for and acting before someone else cashes in. Every year that passes, fewer of these rare proof errors remain in the wild. More get snapped up by collectors or locked in private collections. Prices go higher. Demand explodes. And those who hesitate miss out. Imagine the feeling of realizing you've had a coin worth $66,000 in your home for years, and you never knew. That's the kind of moment that changes your entire financial picture. That's not just a win, that's a miracle. So don't wait. Check your coins. Ask your parents, your grandparents, your friends. Did anyone ever buy you a US Mint proof set back in 2002? Because that one gift, that one forgotten collectible, could be worth more than a luxury watch, more than a car, even more than some people's annual income. We're talking about a real coin, minted by the US government, that was once worth 25 cents, and now has sold for $66,000. If you find this as unbelievable as it sounds, hit the like button right now. Share this video with someone who collects coins or might have proof sets tucked away. And don't forget to subscribe, because there are even more hidden treasures like this, and we're going to uncover them all. This is real. This is now. This is your chance to find a quarter worth $66,000. Go check your coins. You might be richer than you think. Top 3. What if I told you that the tiniest piece of your coin collection could be your biggest payday yet? What if I told you that inside a simple US Mint proof set from 2005, maybe something sitting on a dusty shelf or buried in your closet, there could be a single quarter worth more than a brand new car, a college degree, or even a house down payment? Sounds insane, right? But it's real. And this is one of the most shocking stories in the world of modern coin collecting. Because the 2005 American State Quarter Proof set has produced some of the rarest, most valuable, and most unexpectedly profitable quarters in recent US history. We're not talking about just pretty coins. We're talking about serious, life-changing money, and you could already own one and not even know it. Let's rewind the clock to 2005. It was the 7th year of the 50-state quarters program. By then, people across America were already collecting these coins like crazy. Every new state release caused a wave of excitement. Coin rolls disappeared from banks, collectors rushed to stores, kids even swapped quarters at school. But while the average person was chasing circulated quarters from their spare change, smart collectors knew the real treasure wasn't in the coins jingling in your pocket. It was in the proof sets. These were the ultra-premium coins, struck at the San Francisco Mint, marked with a sharp S, and sealed in crystal-clear hard plastic cases, never meant for daily use. Coins so flawless, they look like jewelry. But some of those flawless coins weren't so flawless after all. And that's where the money starts pouring in. The 2005 proof set featured 5 states: California, Minnesota, Oregon, Kansas, and West Virginia. Beautiful designs, each honoring state pride and history. But what no one expected was that a few of these coins would turn out to be wild errors. We're talking about doubled dies, missing details, wrong metal compositions, and surface anomalies so rare they only appear once in every few million strikes. Coins that look slightly off to most people, but to trained collectors and grading companies, they look like money. Real money. Coins from this year, especially those that were graded under strict professional standards, have been exploding in value. Some coins from the 2005 S proof set, especially those made with 90% silver, have shown incredible frost depth, unmatched detail, and errors that make collectors' jaws drop. Now let's talk about the numbers. This is where it gets really serious. One rare proof quarter from 2005, with a subtle but verified minting error and near-perfect grade, sold for $2,700. That alone is stunning for a 25-cent coin. But it didn't stop there. Another ultra-cameo version of the California quarter, in a perfect PR70 grade, sold for over $13,000. Then a Minnesota silver-proof quarter, with a rare doubled die and immaculate deep cameo finish, brought in a shocking $28,000 at auction. That's real, certified, collector-validated money. And the record breaker? A flawless 2005 S proof state quarter, with an ultra-rare minting error and top-level grading, stunned the numismatic world when it sold for an unbelievable $75,000. That's not a myth. That's not a rumor. That's 75,000 US dollars for a single quarter from a proof set.so. Ask yourself, do you have one of these sets lying around? Did your parents or grandparents ever buy you a US mint proof set as a gift? Did you pick one up at a garage sale, an estate auction, or just inherit one without thinking twice? Because if you're sitting on a 2005 proof set and haven't looked closely, you could be ignoring the biggest missed opportunity of your life. Look for the coins with the S mint mark. Hold them under a strong light. Look for doubling, missing layers, strange edges, or coins that look unusually sharp, frosted, or contrast heavy. Even the tiniest mistake can push the value from a few dollars to tens of thousands. And if you think you see something special, get that coin graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. That small fee could be your golden ticket. This is the kind of story most people never hear. They'll toss a proof set in a drawer, forget about it for decades, and never realize they had something priceless. But now you know. Now you're one step ahead. And the craziest part of all? These coins are still out there. Still waiting to be discovered. Still waiting to turn an ordinary person into the next big coin success story. It's not too late. The treasure hunt is very real, and your proof set from 2005 might just be hiding a coin worth $75,000. So stop what you're doing. Go find that set. Flip open the case. Get a magnifying glass if you have to. Because that little coin, that tiny silver or clad quarter you've ignored all these years, could be your once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Don't miss this moment. Like this video if your mind is blown. Share it with someone who collects coins or might have proof sets collecting dust. And subscribe for more stories just like this one. There's hidden fortune all around us, and sometimes, it only takes a 25-cent coin to unlock it. Top 4. Imagine holding a coin that most people see as pocket change, but yours is worth more than your car, your rent for a year, or even more than your annual salary. Sounds impossible, right? But what if I told you that one of the most overlooked coins in modern American history, a single quarter from a US mint proof set dated 2006, could be worth up to $79,000? That's right. A small piece of metal that was originally worth 25 cents, quietly sitting in a sealed case, possibly inside your drawer, safe, or collection box, could be the key to unlocking life-changing money. We're not talking about rare gold coins from the 1800s. We're talking about modern US proof coins, specifically from the year 2006, that are shocking collectors and shaking up the coin world right now. Because tucked inside those shiny, official proof sets released by the United States Mint are quarters that look identical to ordinary coins, until you take a closer look. And that closer look? That's where the fortune hides. The year 2006 marked the 8th release in the 50-state quarters program. That year, 5 new designs were introduced: Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, and South Dakota. Beautiful coins, each one featuring powerful state symbols: wild mustangs, Chimney Rock, the Rockies, Buffalo, Mount Rushmore. But here's the part that nobody expected: some of these proof coins were released with stunning minting errors, extreme detail, ultra-deep cameo finishes, and incredibly rare variations that have driven their value through the roof. And we're not just talking about collectors' appreciation. We're talking about real dollars, serious auction results, verified and graded by top coin certification companies. You see, most people don't realize how special proof coins really are. They're not made for circulation. They're created with extra care, struck multiple times, and sealed in presentation cases. But in 2006, a small number of these coins, especially the silver-proof versions, came out with mistakes. And in the coin world, mistakes mean money. Some were struck on the wrong metal. Some had missing layers. Some had incredible double dies. And if you were so pristine and perfect in grade, they entered an entirely different league of value. Now this is where things get wild. A rare Nevada state quarter from a 2006 proof set, found with a minor but important die flaw, sold for $2,700. Just imagine, you open your set, see what looks like a tiny flaw, and boom, thousands in your hand. Then came a Nebraska quarter with strong doubling on the oxen's yoke and nearly perfect cameo contrast. That one sold for over $15,000. But it doesn't stop there. A silver Colorado proof quarter, certified at a PR 70 deep cameo, basically perfection in coin grading, went for an eye-popping $31,000 at auction. These are not rumors. These are public sales. Real collectors paying real money. And just when everyone thought the peak had been reached, the jaw-dropper happened. A single 2006 S silver-proof quarter, flawless, perfectly preserved, with an extremely rare planchet flaw and immaculate strike, shattered records when it sold for a staggering $79,000. $79,000 for one quarter. And here's the kicker, these coins are out there. They weren't pulled from ancient treasure chests. They came from modern U.S. mint-proof sets, the same sets that millions of people have stored away in closets, safes, attics, and old coin boxes, completely unaware of the fortune they're holding. So now, ask yourself, do you have a 2006 U.S. mint-proof set? Did someone give it to you as a gift? Did you pick one up at a flea market, a garage sale, or maybe it was passed down to you by a grandparent who loved collecting? If so, now is the time to pull it out, dust it off, and take a serious look. You want to look for the S mint mark, that stands for San Francisco, where these proof coins were made. Then, check if your set contains silver versions. Look closely at each state quarter: Nevada, Nebraska, Colorado, North Dakota, and South Dakota. You're looking for unusual texture, doubled letters or images, frosted devices against a mirror-like field, missing edge details, or anything that just looks slightly different from the others. And if something catches your eye, don't guess, get that coin graded. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC have authenticated and certified these high-value coins, and once you get their seal of approval, the market is wide open. Collectors pay top dollar for graded, verified rarities. And let's be honest, if someone offered you $79,000 for a coin you didn't even know was special, would you say no? This isn't just collecting. This is treasure hunting. This is modern-day gold, disguised as a common quarter. And the scary part? Most people will never know. They'll let that proof set sit for years, thinking it's just a pretty souvenir. But not you. You know now. You're ahead of the curve. And while others overlook the opportunity, you could be the one holding a piece of numismatic history worth tens of thousands. So take action. Check your 2006 proof sets. Look closely. Look carefully. Because one small mistake on one beautiful coin could turn your 25-cent keepsake into a $79,000 windfall. Like this video if you've got coins to check. Share it with someone who collects, or might be sitting on one of these hidden gems. And subscribe, because these are the stories that don't just change how you collect, they change your life. Top 5. Have you ever looked at a coin and thought, what if this is worth more than I ever imagined? What if I told you that a single quarter from the year 2008, not just any quarter, but one that came from a proof set, could be your unexpected jackpot? Not hundreds, not even thousands, but tens of thousands of dollars, sitting quietly in a plastic case, untouched, unnoticed, and waiting to be discovered. If you've got a 2008 US Mint proof set hiding somewhere in your home, you might be holding one of the most valuable modern coins ever released. Now this isn't some coin collector fantasy or a clickbait myth. This is real. This is current. And it's blowing the minds of collectors and dealers across the country. Because the 2008 American State Quarters, the last year of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, have turned out to be more than just the end of an era. For a lucky few, they've turned into solid gold opportunities. Let's talk about the proof sets. These are not your average coins that go jingling through vending machines and pocket change. These are coins minted in San Francisco with precision, care, and polish, mirror backgrounds, frosted details, sharp edges, sealed in hard plastic cases and never meant for circulation. But here's the twist no one saw coming. Some of these seemingly perfect proof quarters had minting flaws. Rare ones. Valuable ones. And some were so perfectly struck, so flawless in condition, that they skyrocketed in collector value overnight. Add the fact that 2008 was the final chapter of a 10-year coin program that millions followed, and suddenly, these coins aren't just collectibles, they're investments. In 2008, the final 5 states were released: Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Alaska, and Hawaii. Each one featuring its own unique design, from soaring birds and tribal symbols to bears and volcanoes. But while most collectors admired the designs, sharp-eyed experts began to notice something else. Something unusual. Some of the 2008 proof quarters had doubling in the lettering. Some had missing clad layers or were struck on silver blanks. Others had weak strikes, frosted over fields, or unusual coloring caused by metal mix-ups. And then there were the ones that were simply flawless. So perfect in their detail, so sharp in their contrast, that they received the rarest grades from certification services. That's when the market exploded. A 2008's Oklahoma quarter from a silver-proof set, with a deep cameo finish and near-perfect surface, sold for $2,700. That alone is unbelievable for a coin most people ignore. But it gets better. A New Mexico proof quarter, with a rarely seen strike-through error and pristine grade, went for over $14,000. Then came the Alaska silver-proof quarter, in a top-graded PR70 deep cameo, that brought in over $35,000 from a collector who just had to have it. But that wasn't the top. The real shock came when a 2008's Hawaii silver-proof quarter, sealed in its original set, was submitted for grading and returned with the highest possible designation and a verified mint error, a flaw so rare, it became one of a kind. That single coin went on to sell for $78,000. Yes, you heard that right, $78,000 for a single proof quarter from 2008. 25 cents turned into nearly 80 grand, just because someone took the time to look closely, get it graded, and realize they were holding a piece of modern treasure. And here's the best part. These coins are still out there. They weren't all pulled from banks or stashed in museums. They're in homes. In boxes. In collections. In gifts passed down from grandparents who bought mint sets every year just because they loved the look of them. There are thousands of 2008 proof sets sitting untouched across the country, and nobody knows which one holds the next $78,000 coin. So here's what you do. Find that 2008 US Mint proof set. Look for the S Mint mark, that means it was made in San Francisco. Make sure it's a silver set, not just clad. Then examine each quarter carefully: Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, Alaska, and Hawaii. Look under good light. Use a magnifying glass. Check for doubling in the lettering, texture issues, strike errors, or coins that simply look unusually crisp and bold. If anything looks out of the ordinary, anything at all, don't take chances. Get it graded by PCGS or NGC. A small investment in certification could turn into tens of thousands in return. This isn't just about luck. It's about knowledge. About being one of the few people who took the time to understand what these coins really are, not just currency, but hidden wealth. Modern treasure tucked into a plastic case with a date stamp and a little black insert. Most people will never know. Most people will never even look. But you're not most people. You're here, and now you know the truth. So don't ignore that set. Don't leave it for another year. Go open it, inspect it, and take action. Because somewhere out there, a 2008 state quarter is waiting to make someone's life a whole lot richer. And that someone could be you. One coin. One moment. One chance to turn 25 cents into $78,000.